Okay, that's enough of the official release. Let's go to the Superbooth video where Sonic State talks to Mattias. They're in Germany at the moment, I believe. They're in Germany. Help, I'm melting.
Okay, so we're here with Mattias at the Reason booth.
Yes, sir.
Hey man, so you've got Reason 13 just come out?
Yes, it's coming out June 18th, so we're showing kind of a pre-beta. So this is kind of an exclusive hands-on for everyone who's here. It's been really fun so far.
Excellent. And what's new? What have you got on the board?
There's quite a lot of things. So Reason 13 for us, we wanted to make stuff that made sure you could make music faster in all kinds of ways. So we have 5 new devices, all aimed for kind of getting specific results faster. We have new sequencer features. We have a
They don't just listen to what beta say, the people who are actually using it and giving feedback on the beta. They also very much watch videos like this that basically criticize or they say what they want to see in Reason 13, and they do implement it. Like several people were saying about the new browse windows. You see the demo of the browse window on the website. You can see the browse window, like I said already, is sort of hanging over the device and to the side, right? But in the new video, the latest video, it's now contained underneath the device within the rack window or the rack area, which is better. See, so it shows that they are improving from feedback already, it appears. Yes, I said appears twice.
an overhauled browser and a lot of various small improvements that really make stuff work better. So I think I can start showing you a little bit of our new synth, Polytone.
Sure, yeah, please do.
So Polytone we kind of designed as the go-to for just classic synth sounds. So we wanted to have something where all the front panel controls were really straightforward and they were right there. There's a 2 oscillator thing. You have all the classic waveforms, saw pulse, triangle, sine, 1 wavetable and some noise. And so it's very easy to just go, you know, do a classic 2 oscillator mix with a bit of noise.
I'm getting super monopoly vibes here again.
Just make it sound good. But then, as we always do, we kind of keep adding stuff that we really like. So in this case, for example, we made the modulation really straightforward. We didn't want a modulation matrix, so each rotary is left for LFO modulation and right for the mod envelope.
Nice.
It's really quick to dial that in as FM. It also has some special stuff, like this filter, for example.
I mean, it's a pretty cool synthesizer, isn't it? It's all right. But is it enough to sweeten the $200 price of upgrading?
We also snuck in some weird stuff that we personally like. So me and the designer, we love noise. So there's a unique noise in Oscillator 2 that's called Chaos. If we listen to just that, it kind of creates a random chaotic noise everywhere, every 0.5% on this shape dial.
It sounds like me when I mess around and just put like 20 devices together and just have a good old sound experimental mashup.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you have both fine and coarse pitch here. So if I want to make this kind of drift a little bit, there's a couple of ways to do that. I can fine-tune these a little bit from each other. But we also have an age rotary that goes from 2024, that's now, to 1970.
Oh, Commodore fans of the Ultima out there, the old Ultima games from the 80s, I believe, or 90s. Wow.
Amazing.
But then we never kind of finished, so we went like, yeah, this is a great synth, it's super easy to use, but how do we make it, you know, more interesting, more fun? And we added just another one. So this is actually a dual layer synth, so you have A and B and they're identical. So I can set up another sound here that's maybe, let's do a little bit of weird FM here with the chaos.
Could you do that in a combinator? No?
Make this have a long release and a bit of stereo spread. Maybe do a bandpass filter. That kind of bell.
Now it sounds like Object.
To play these now, so I have single that's just playing the layer I'm in.
I mean, Object's supposed to have all different sounds, and it does. However, it does often create bell-like sounds.
Now I get a stack, but then we also added morphing which is a favorite thing of a lot of people, but we really like it. So all these parameters will now morph from A to B with this fade.
Whoa. I'm being bitten by mosquitoes, but whoa.
Wow.
And there's some really cool
Contrast.
patches that use this. And that also gives me an opportunity to show you the new browser. So the new browser is
now-
a browser that comes up when you need it.
We just looked at the video and I just said that the browser was now opening within the rack underneath the device in the video with Ryan, right? But here it's now opening on top of everything again. They need to add an option to choose which way you want this to appear, and also be more clear of how it's going to appear. Why is it appearing in Ryan's video within the rack space underneath the device, but here, like the original video, it's now shown over the top of everything? Can we have some clarification on that, please? Thank you.
We've
Reason
changed a lot
Studios.
of the kind of layout, and it's easy to get to the home folder for any instrument, and it automatically can filter on device patches for this particular device or all patches.
I'm going to drink this beer because you're not drinking it, so. Wonderful.
That morphs between a kind of classic analog lead to a sync lead with FM.
Wow.
You can do like really performative patches, but you can of course also do, you know, what we all need, big analog stuff.
DX7 again.
So Polytone is kind of, we wanted to be the go-to synth for those kind of classic synth sounds.
And were you using the mod wheel then to flick between A and B? Is that what's
Exactly.
happening?
So morphing can be controlled by this fader. It can be controlled by the mod wheel. It can be controlled by velocity and the global LFO too. So you can get automatically morphing patches. You can morph depending on how you're playing. There's a lot of really cool ways to use that morphing. Some that we probably haven't even tried yet.
Yeah, I imagine sort of sequencing that parameter would be
exactly.
fantastic.
So that's one of the new devices. We also added a new delay called Ripley. And in many
Ripley is basically continuing the horror theme, like Scream 4. This is Ripley, obviously named after the Alien movies.
more for the experimentalist. So it's a delay and a reverb combined. I think I'm gonna reset this so we can just start from the beginning real quick and set up a decent enough sound. So at its core, it's a delay. It's a dual channel delay. You can have it synced or unsynced, dual or single, and it has quite a long delay time. So it has up to 5 seconds, which is quite uncommon in software. So we have to wait for it to come back, and there it is. But it's really useful.
My advice, Reason Studios, is get yourself a matte screen rather than a super reflective standard screen.
Offsetting the left and right channel. There's some tape.
A lot of reflection there, can't really see much.
Get that kind of warbly sound, ping pong, of course. And my favorite thing is, of course, freeze. I've always loved freeze in delays because I play a lot of guitar.
Yeah,
And it's great to be able to freeze something like this and then maybe play over it. I'm gonna engage the
Sounds like a when you put a delay on super wet, it just carries on this sound over and over and over and over.
It's a really fun way to kind of play over with yourself.
So is that ducking the freezed section?
It's duckling the entire wet section. So
Nobody should be playing over with themselves.
it becomes really kind of big. But this reverb can both be serial or parallel. So I can use the reverb on the input I'm playing and let the delay kind of rumble in the background. It also has
amazing.
multiplication and division of the delay time, so you can. This is a really fun parameter to automate. We also have filter in the feedback chain, super common. So I mean, you have low cut, high cut. I turn off the reverb just to kind of remove a bit of high end. But we also wanted to add a more kind of interesting filter because it's so common with just those. So we added a stack of bandpass filters. So here you can really isolate like a weird little overtone.
Whoa.
Just have that
yeah.
really be kind of screamy. And these also boost the level of the frequencies. You can make it kind of feedback quite a lot, even at low feedback levels, but that's really fun.
Well, that's fascinating. But I'm going to leave a link to this video in the description. So interesting. The devices are Reason's usual standard, high standard for making devices. However, you know, we do have some MIDI, new MIDI options, new sequencer updates. The browser, we need to know if it's going to be contained within the actual rack window or the rack area, or going to be covering everything, because at the moment they're showing us both. You know, we don't really know what it's supposed to look like right now. Perhaps the one where it was with contained, perhaps in Ryan's video where it's contained within the rack was just a demonstration made in, you know, some sort of software, not actually what it actually is going to look like. I could, you know, I don't know, it's confusing, but I do need the option to have it either. Well, I do need the option to have the search browse window to be contained within the rack underneath the device. I don't want it on top of the devices. And also, no evidence of stem separation here either. They need to get stem separation just to be competitive with other doors. And, you know, like I showed in my previous video, I need stem separation. Well, that's it for this video. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.